Welcome to Therapist Spotlight.
Hello everybody and welcome to Angie's Therapist Spotlight, the podcast where we aim to showcase our wonderful members to the wider community. I'm your host Joshua Brooks, and with us today is Rosie Engellenner. Rosie is one of our naturopaths, so this is going to be an awesome conversation. Rosie, how are you today?
I'm great, how are you?
I'm fantastic, raring to go. So, first question, what got you into natural health and natural medicine?
It's probably like most naturopaths' journey, I guess. You hear a lot, sick as a child, and a doctor kind of didn't cut it in regards to how they would help me. So a lot of allergies and all that kind of thing when I was young. It's a genetic thing, so it's can't really be, I guess, leveled out with just eating little bits of it. So it took a naturopath or an integrative doctor to really help with my condition. And yeah, just used to have very kind of hippie-ish parents. So I'd be running around the garden making potions, all that kind of thing. And when I found out you could actually do that as, as a job, I was really excited. So
yeah, definitely. It's one of the things that I do love about naturopathy is it is like little magical potions that you give people.
It's great, isn't it?
Yeah, it's wonderful. So with yourself then, how has that influenced your practice? Are you sort of specializing in those genetic conditions that you overcame within yourself, or do you sort of look at a little bit more holistic? Yeah, how has that influenced what you do and how you practice?
Yeah, definitely. I kind of gravitated towards definitely treating allergies and kids with allergies, eczema, atopic conditions. It's with a genetic thing, it's hard to you can't really get to the root cause because the root cause is very hard to, like epigenetics is something that is amazing, but you can't really treat it. So it's more managing, but at the same time, things are going to exacerbate that. Like obviously being allergic to something, you wouldn't eat it. Therefore, you just kind of try and find what they're allergic to and treat that. But gut issues, allergies, yeah, that's pretty much what I specialize in.
Yeah, wonderful. And I know for myself too, like I'm pretty much allergic to a lot of grains, which I didn't know as I was growing up. So it's kind of like make your body as resistant as you can and as resilient. But yeah, I can take now, because I have made my body resilient, I can take any sort of cross-contamination of gluten and that kind of thing. But yeah, I haven't been game to even try going near a piece of bread for a long time.
As I describe myself, I'm allergic to life. So it's kind of hard, but at least I've had a lot of parents, they see what I'm like, and my mum's kind of used me as an example. Other mums who are probably at that base point where they're just pulling their hair out with their child who's so sick. And mum can just go, look, she's fine. You can do it. It's okay. Like, it's not going to really be incredibly detrimental. They will grow up to be, healthy and normal eventually.
For sure, definitely, 100%. And I mean, it is that tough little bit at the start with some of the social sort of pressures, but it is a wonderful thing that seems to be happening where people are becoming much more aware of allergies, and there are a lot more options for us to navigate, which is really good. The
products around, just for example, are amazing. I can go to the store and actually eat ice cream. So no, it's good. What's happening around it and the awareness is really good.
Definitely. So if I'm a new client and I'm coming to you, what can people expect from your consultation process? What sort of questions do you ask? And do you like them to bring anything from their doctor, or do you personally like to give them the tests that you would like them to see? How does that whole process work for you and in your practice?
I kind of gauge at what they've done before. So if somebody's coming in and they're just really at the end of their tether, I don't want to send them away giving them like a list of things to do, or they want to see maybe some small results. So it does depend. So if somebody came and they were just at their wits' end, I'd probably listen to what they have to say. So I could think, I really want to treat this, but they're coming in for something completely different. You know what? I have to treat that because they came in with their money and that's what they asked for. So it does depend. But if somebody came in and they were, kind of open to trying new things, it would definitely be, it's a long consult, the first one, a lot of questions. And people kind of go, well, why do you need to ask this if you're asking about, respiratory or something about the lungs when I'm coming in for skin or gut. So the whole body, you have to think about it as pretty much just the whole. So we need to ask a lot of questions.
Can we just dive in on that? Can you just sort of explain what kind of questions you like to ask and what can people expect if they come through, if they've never been to a naturopath before?
Yeah.
Like you said, it can be a bit jarring if you are asking about the lungs when it's for the skin. Yeah.
Yeah, it can be daunting for sure. Pretty much you'll come in and you do a questionnaire. It will range from, I pretty much want to know everything about you. Everything. Yeah. So from when you were young, what your parents and siblings are like with their health, any kind of issues that you faced, your diet is a major one, and just pretty much just going through all the systems of the body. So yes, I'll kind of ask what you came there for, but as a first one, I want to get like a really good kind of overview of what you are. So it'll just be, pretty much so diet, I guess, history, medications that you're taking, things that you've tried as well, because I really don't want to be going over the same things if you've tried them before and it's just not working for you.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think I'm trying to think of what else I would ask. It's a very kind of natural process now, but maybe I just don't think too much about it. But yeah,
gets a bit like that. Hey, as you
I'm trying to think of all the things I would ask.
Do you also dive into a little bit like the emotional aspect and the emotional landscape, and potentially talk to them about where their mindset's at and why they may be doing different lifestyle attitudes? And does that sort of come into your practice at all?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm a big believer in kind of like the gut-brain axis and coping mechanisms and how they can manifest into just unhealthy life choices, I guess. I've overcome addictions and things like that, and that was purely down to an unhealthy coping mechanism. So I kind of delve into that. The links between, mindset and how depression and everything works can be linked to everything going on in your body. So it's just another symptom that I would consider, definitely.
Yeah.
And I've also had patients who come in literally just to talk, because to them that's their treatment, I guess, from me.
Sure.
That's okay.
Well, I mean, it's one of the nice things I find about being a natural therapist is, the modern Western system of pharmaceuticals is quite geared to, that 15 minutes in and out, give me that. Whereas when we take a client and we've actually got that bit more space, so we can hold it a little bit more and we can dive into these. And I do think that is very much an advantage for people coming to a natural practitioner, because you're not just a number on a page, which unfortunately is what you hear a lot of with Western medicine. You actually are the person, and we're interested in who you are and what your journey's been, and then for how we can give you that tools to create a sustainable and healthy lifestyle.
Yeah, definitely. I do feel sorry for doctors. I've had some really amazing ones in the past, and I hear a lot of is either they just don't have the time, they aren't allocated the time, especially in the big medical centers. They can't do it, and they feel really bad for not being able to do it. That, and they just don't have the knowledge, unfortunately, because they are so general.
Yeah.
So I do feel sorry for the poor things.
Yeah, definitely. And so then after the consultation, and again, I will preface this with every client is different, but in terms of you and the treatment way that you like to go about things, how can that look in your perfect world? Are you a massive herbal person? Do you like nutraceuticals? Do you like diet? What does that health landscape look for you in your practice, and what can clients expect as the treatment plan rolls forward?
I love herbs. I mainly kind of focus on the herbs, and I find them just to be like my jam, I guess. Yeah. I love gardening.
Potion, right?
Herbs in my kind of everyday life, so love them. But to be honest, another question I remembered is I question what's your budget, like what will that look like for you?
Yeah.
Because the last thing you want to do is send some poor, bugger home with, they've already forked out $100 and something for a consult,
Yeah.
and then you're going to add. It can be a shock. I've had it happen to me with naturopaths too. You get $300-$400 worth of everything.
Yeah, for sure.
And so that's something that I always take into consideration. And if you do have like a low budget, then I'm going to give you the best treatment, but I'm going to look at things like food as medicine, what you can do at home, and in essence, my job is to never see you again.
Yeah.
That sounds really blunt, but I mean that I want to give you the tools to fix yourself and to give you the knowledge to then, kind of follow on with it as your journey, and to not, keep you as a lifelong patient.
Yeah, definitely.
You can be my lifelong patient if you so wish, but that's my kind of ultimate goal.
Yeah, definitely. And again, that's another advantage that I really like about natural medicine is we can teach you really simple, easy, traditional cures and traditional ways of remedies and helping you that are so available to us all the time. So you really can become your own, healthcare provider. And if you get stuck, then that's when you can come back and see us, and that's when you can come and have a chat to us. That's just what I love about it, I think.
Yeah, I think it's great. That and probiotics. Love probiotics. Like Jason Horrocks is a god. Yeah,
definitely. And so with this lifestyle and diet, how do you personally maybe navigate the space that we're in with the culture of diet, where people seem to be so militant on particular diets? Just you yourself as a practitioner, how do you navigate that space and talk to people maybe about how to become a bit more balanced, not necessarily so militant in the way they are? And what's that look like in your practice?
I probably have some choice words to say about the I Quit Sugar diet, but I feel like that you need to probably eat for your body and for your health. So if you feel better, so some people who are diabetics or celiacs, they're going to feel better on a more of like a high, protein diet and things like that. Whereas, people with candida or that, I guess that look about them in their body, yes, they are going to benefit from having like an anti-candida diet or a low sugar diet.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's something that even the FODMAP diet, when I was researching that, it's the researchers, they did that study, and then a year later they came out with another one that realized that it was killing all the beneficial bacteria, and that it was something that you can't stay on forever, that you need to kind of, step down from and do elimination diets and things like that. I think people tend to find one thing and run with it, whereas maybe it should be more looked into and more time spent listening to your body and what it's like when you eat something, how you feel afterwards, how that affects your energy. And so food, like symptom diaries type things, they're really good for this, I guess. I would just be more about balanced diets, rainbow food, eating everything in moderation, even the good stuff. Just a very balanced diet. And if you do have allergies or if you have things that are really messing with your system, just to stay away from them, not to eat them anymore, things like that. But anything that's really rigorous and militant like that, I don't tend to like. Yeah. Overly, I feel like it's just another fad.
For sure, definitely. And I think that's one of the interesting things that's happened in this space is that, people are, and then it just becomes part of their identity. And
be careful where you get information from. Be really careful that it's not someone who got a journalist degree and a weird small dietetics degree in America.
Yeah, and I just I think that again, a lot of these protocols as well, they kind of come out of specific dietary treatments for specific diseases, and then we sort of apply them to in general. And you're just like, well, maybe that's not the best way to going at. Like the perfect example is ketosis for epilepsy, right? Like, I mean, that's a specific dietary regime for a specific disease, and you can't just apply it because you think that it's great. It's like, well, it's doing something, and then like you said, it's probably not sustainable in the long term if you're doing a different activity. It's one of those things where I think, again, it's why it's so important to come to a good naturopath or a good dietitian or a good natural health practitioner and actually discuss your situation, where you want to go, what your problems are, so you can get something that's a lot more tailored and a lot more information that is going to set you up for a sustainable future.
Yeah, like we study long and hard and we do this so we can actually be like specialize in one thing, like one area, and like that's what we're here for. I mean, yes, it can be slightly expensive or kind of upfront to come to somebody just for this, but we're not just going to kind of, you know, give you a one sheet or a one fits all kind of diet and just let you run with it. We're going to take into consideration your, you know, your history, like what you do. I mean, are you sedentary most of the time? Do you work? Do you exercise? Like that kind of thing. Take that all into consideration and then help you find the tools to then go out there. And if you come across a new diet, then you'll be able to take those skills that you've learned and to really break it down and to see if it is going to work for you.
And so do you personally in your clinic and in your practice, do you go through much of people's lifestyles? So like, do you talk to them about their exercise regime? Do you talk to them about how they stress manage? And do you give them tips and stuff with that? Or do you have a little bit more of a network where you might recommend or refer people on for that?
I do tend to go through their lifestyle quite a lot. Even just asking questions. Like you always ask questions. Yeah, would help a lot. I found out a lot of things just from kind of probing different, you know, areas of their lives, but definitely lifestyle is a major kind of area. I mean, you can throw every supplement at someone under the sun and it won't help if, you know, you find out that they're just not getting out in the sun every day or something really small like that. And, you know, like, I guess you have to kind of encompass everything into it again. It's like as a whole, but definitely like how they manage stress is important. Their sleep is really important. I use things like sleep apps. So Sleep Cycle, I think, is one, because nobody really knows how they sleep. Like, it's very hard to kind of tell. And if you're not sleeping, then you're really not kind of living at the same time. You're not really being able to heal and everything like that. So yeah, lifestyle is really important, I feel. Yeah,
wonderful. Well, we're just coming up on time, Rosie. So thank you so much for being on and sharing yourself with us. It's been wonderful. Where are you located? Where can people find you? Where's your clinic? Where's the best place to contact you?
So I'm in Ballarat at the moment, but you can find me just on like the socials. I think it's RE Naturopathy. There's also a website, which it should be linked onto my Instagram, I think. I will make sure it is linked. But we also do like Zoom consults and things like that just at the moment with everything going on. It's kind of easier. And I have a few patients that are interstate just because I'm from New South Wales. So I still have a lot of people out there I know. But yeah.
And so then if people are wondering about like herbals and tinctures and all that sorts of stuff, you can send them across Australia, I'm assuming, if they talk to you, and supplements and all that kind of thing, or do you prefer to like get them to go to their local health food shop and grab it from there?
I do have a few who I have chemists and things like that who will order things in for me. Interstate. I'm not too sure about some of the states you can't send some things across. I think it's maybe Northern Territory and Western Australia. Don't quote me on that. But I can send like things in the mail and things like that. Or I link up with other practitioners and they're able to dispense something for me. So
fantastic. Excellent. Well, guys, anybody out there that sounds like Rosie can really help you. So please, if you're around Ballarat or if you're sort of interstate and looking for someone to get on, just contact them. All the details will be in the links below as well. So we'd just like to thank you so much, Rosie, for coming on today.
Thank you.
It's been awesome. And for everybody else out there, have a great day and we'll catch you all next time. Hey, see ya.
Thank you for listening to Therapist Spotlight. If you would like to know more about ANTA, visit us at www.anta.com.au.